How's it, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Sorry for not posting the last week. It's been crazy on my side. Today we are going to be talking about the property investment that I made. And I would say probably an investment of a lifetime. Listen carefully. So around 4 years ago, I decided to purchase a property. My wife looked at me like I was crazy, like there was no hope for me, like I was insane. But I looked back at her and I said, let's just do it. Why not? And we decided to plan to make sure that my dream came true. Owning a property investment in the UAE, but in Dubai specifically, because Dubai is a hustle and bustle of the world. So 4 years ago, we went off to Dubai. We met with agent after agent. Unfortunately, this was a very scammy experience, if you know what I mean. One agent told us, don't forget to bring your checkbook. The other agent told us, oh, it's only going to be ready in a year, but you can pay full now. Another agent showed us prices and properties on a price list with no plan, with no drawings, with not even any fake pictures. And they said to us, you must pay now because they're going very quickly. They had some ticked off on the list, and there were like 2 that were not ticked, and they were like, these 2 are the only ones left. Get it while it's hot. And both me and my wife looked at ourselves and we second guessed this idea. Thought, maybe this is not the best idea. We've worked our off for the last 2-3 years just to create a little bit of extra money that we are thinking of putting into an investment that sounds like a complete scam. So we kept on looking, but we were starting to get a bit hesitant. And we came across probably the most professional agent, I would say probably in the whole of Dubai. He is absolutely incredible and a very dear friend today. And we decided to go ahead with him because he was so straightforward. He told us everything that we need to know. He told us the good and he told us the bad. So we went with him in a deep dive on a lot of different properties. And he showed us a property that was developed by Ellington, a very, very new property development company in Dubai at the time. So we went into the Ellington offices and it was super exciting. With our checkbook this time. But don't worry guys, this was weeks and weeks of planning, emails back and forth to find out exactly what we were getting ourselves into. From the second we walked into the Ellington offices, we knew this was the one for us. They had a mock setup of the apartment that we were buying into, which was beautiful and very exciting. They had an agent taking us through the financial part in terms of how we're going to get financing, how we're going to get a mortgage, what the percentages will be like. They had a property agent telling us what the apartment's going to look like. They had a model of the whole apartment block that they were creating. And basically it was very, very professional. And not to mention, they were on the top of a beautiful building overlooking Business Bay and the water close by. So this, we thought, okay, now this is a property company. Needless to say, they're one of the biggest and most trusted property companies in Dubai today. But remember guys, we got in very early with this company when they had only a few developments going. And just remember, the early bird catches the worm. So we went for an off-plan property. It was going to be built in 2 years. So we decided to pay 50% off in those 2 years while the property was going to be developing, and then take a mortgage for the rest of the 50%. This was to reduce our mortgage fees. This was to reduce what we had to pay the bank. And it was very ideal. One thing I would like to tell you, we made a mistake. One mistake that I don't think you guys should make. We took a mortgage for 7 years. I told the bank, I want the shortest mortgage possible. I hate having debt to my name. I hate having a mortgage to my name. So they came back with a 7-year property mortgage for the second 50%. And we went with that. Because it's only 7 years, the installments are pretty big every month. And that leaves less capital for us to invest into other businesses. So if you are looking into a property, if you are purchasing a property today, make sure that you take quite a big mortgage time frame. And yes, guys, this goes against the usual advice, because obviously at the end of the day, a longer mortgage leads to a lot more fees that you have to pay, a lot more installments, a lot more interest. However, cash is king. And the more money you're left with every single month to play with, the better. You can make more money back than what the interest would really cost you on a monthly basis. So make sure that you keep your cash free. Make sure you keep it for a great investment. Make sure you put it into your safe, solid foundation. And don't just pay the bank as soon as possible. The bank is there, use it. Take advantage of it. So I must let you know that our agent got us involved in a beautiful studio apartment in Dubai. And he was the one that found the deal for us. Today, our property is going for 20% more than what we paid for. And just remember, we are in times, and it still has that value to it, which is unbelievable, which is something that you possibly 4 years ago, no one bought an investment that is as profitable as ours, to be honest. And this is only thanks to our amazing agent. Not to mention, we had the studio apartment vacant for I think about a week when the keys were handed to us. And as soon as it went to the market, it was taken. And it's been rented ever since. First 2 years, we got 8% return on our investment, which is amazing. The next 2 years, we will be walking away with a 7% return on investment, which is crazy in terms of the market today. However, if you find the property that everyone wants, then it's easy to rent out. Don't go cheap. You need to go with a property that you would possibly rent out if you were a renter. Because at the end of the day, it's not about space, right? It's not about only location. It's about actually the quality of the materials. Because so many people overlook this just to save an extra 20,000. At the end of the day, you're going to make that 20,000 very easily back on a property. It also depends on the way the unit is facing, which way. Because the sun enters, whether it's looking at a park, whether it's looking at a road, a busy road. No one wants to go sleep in an apartment that overlooks a busy road. Or a construction site. There's so much construction going on in Dubai and the UAE that most of the times you'll get a construction site right next door. So you need to make sure what is coming up next to the apartment that you are planning to buy. So all of these points are very important, but there are so many more points to think about. And that is the reason why you have to find an agent with a lot of experience, an agent that will take care of your property like it was his. Our specific agent has a lot of property in Dubai, and he keeps on investing because he believes in the market. He knows the market, and he knows exactly where to buy and how to buy in this market. And most importantly, he also knows exactly what the renters want. And this is so important, guys, because a renter would pay 5,000 dirham more for a studio or for a one-bedroom apartment over another one just because of a few little details. So you need to make sure that you find the right person. You need to make sure that you do your calculations to make sure that you are not losing. Most importantly, the agent is on your side. Because like I said before, there are so many scams, not only in Dubai, all over the world. People want to sell you something that is not real. And all I can say is I am extremely happy with my property investment. It's probably the best investment I have in my whole portfolio. And I would do it over and over again. And that's the plan. We are now in the process of creating some more capital in order to put into another property, and obviously with the same agent. So a few months ago, my friend from overseas actually purchased a property through my agent, and he's incredibly happy. He's so excited to own a property in Dubai from another country. So the reason why he wanted to buy in Dubai is due to the fact Dubai is a very progressive city. They won the World Expo. Buildings are going up like crazy over there. So many expats are coming in to live and just visit Dubai. It's one of the most up and coming cities in the world. So that is the reason why he wanted to buy in Dubai. Guys, I just want to summarize for you. So most importantly, you guys need to research the market. Where are you looking to purchase? Where is a good area to purchase? Where is a good country? Where is a good city? I myself purchased in Dubai and I'm incredibly happy for that. But if you do not want to purchase in Dubai, you make sure that you do your research before you jump into anything. Secondly, you need to find a property agent in that area. One that will work with you on all of the details. From step 1 to step 100. The amount of emails back and forth to my agent, the amount of phone calls is crazy. We spent 6 months finding the perfect place. But that was all worth it once we had signed that agreement, once we had signed that contract. You need to make sure that the agent is on your side and not just there for the commission. And another point, like I said previously, you make sure that you find a bank that will be on your side in terms of your mortgage. And when you take a mortgage, don't do what I did and take it for a short time just because you want to get it off your hands. Take it for a long period, 20 years, get a nice small installment, make sure that it doesn't hit your investment money that you like to play with on the side. And lastly, I want you guys to listen very carefully now. Reevaluate that thought pattern of, I cannot afford it, it's too expensive, how can I afford it, earning this salary? Because this was my wife's thought. Before I came in and said, no, we can, look at this, boom, 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 boom. You need to understand, guys, yes, you earn a salary, but you need to understand that you earn it monthly. And there's always a little bit of wiggle room if you make it happen. So when you go to that shop, don't buy that extra chocolate. Don't buy that extra sparkling water that you drink every single day. Save that money and put it into something that will pay you eventually. And don't even think of buying that Starbucks takeaway coffee or any other overpriced takeaway coffee. If you have any questions, write them below in the comments. Leave me a like, leave me a subscribe, because it's free. And this is what I mean when I say pay yourself first, because you are worth it.